This program is rated M for mature audiences and is not recommended for viewers under the age of 15. Viewer discretion advised for coarse language and adult themes.
Welcome to today's episode of The Junkyard. Bjorn's trivia crown is under threat and challenges are circling. Could this be the end of an era?
Quite a feeling of competitiveness.
Xander dives straw first into the caramel milkshake review.
There's a weird aftertaste in my mouth.
We're getting wild with Bear Grylls, where survival meets style and we learn how to shake up a banging cocktail. All that, plus Lego, tears, ghosts and tradies, and so much more.
Right here on The Junkyard. Welcome back to The Junkyard. I'm Bjorn, and if you thought last week was wild, buckle up.
And I'm Kimberly, and wow, today's episode, let's just say your popcorn is not ready for what's coming.
It's chaos, and it's calling, and we have the phone. And I believe...
Yep.
Down
If
in the
you
right
caught
corner there.
last week's show... Okay, if you caught last week's show, you'll remember we've got a little bonus content in the bottom right corner of your right-hand screen. There, our new interns, Xavier and Max. Unfortunately, Six couldn't make it back this week after eating a bad chicken nugget, but, you know, I'm not surprised after how long it was left out. But luckily, they did sign a waiver. This time, they're drinking beer.
Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! And before we go light speed into the mouth of madness, it's time for our favourite segment, Bjorn Trivia. Well, my favourite.
Well, don't go anywhere after that because we have the Junkyard News. And trust me, it's much juicier than last week.
This is the show where we put everything into a blender and just hit go.
This is
The Junkyard.
We've been rained out. Today's Bjorn Trivia segment's going to be cut short, unfortunately.
Trivia. I love trivia. I used to work at Wikipedia, so it's kind of my thing.
That's like the haven of trivia. How do I compete with that? It's not quite a feeling of competitiveness. Now it feels contested. But no, this can wait. No, I've got trivia to do. Hello, I'm Bjorn and I'm joined with...
Emerson.
Beth.
Sarah.
And I'm going to be asking Sarah some trivia around rock and metal. Now, Sarah, for our first question, what was the first video played on MTV on August 1st, 1981? Was it A, Take On Me by Aha, B, Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, or C, Down Under?
Well, I know Video Killed the Radio Star, so I'm going to go with that one.
C. Or B.
I'm gonna pick Take On Me by Aha.
That is correct. It was Video Killed the Radio Star. Hell yeah. And on to our next question. Which country is reported to have the highest number of metal music fans? Is it A, Norway, B, Finland, or C, the USA?
I'm going to say Norway.
C.
I'm gonna go C, Finland.
C was USA, but it was Finland.
Damn it.
And on to our next question. Which band was alleged to have caused the catastrophic riots at the Woodstock 99 Music Festival? Was it A, Metallica, B, Limp Bizkit, or C, Rage Against the Machine?
Rage Against the Machine.
B. Or A.
Limp Bizkit sounds great, so we're going to go with Limp Bizkit.
It was Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst, you know what you did. That is all the time we have. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Junkyard News, your news from the Junkyard we call home. I'm your host, Lauren, and here's the news of the week. There were some major events across the globe this week, a new pope named for the Blue Ninja Turtle, as well as India and Pakistan possibly starting World War III. But those stories aren't that funny, so to distract us from our planet's worryingly fast descent into fascism and the impending doom of global conflict and climate change, we're going to stick to the goofs and gaffs for tonight. For the most part. Mother's Day was last Sunday, so I just wanted to take a quick moment to shout out my mum, Joanne Meadows. Guys, That's not every ginger is. Never mind. In other news, as the conclave settle on a new woke pope from Chicago, unholy conclave settle on party leadership in Canberra with major reshuffling of the Albanese government and a new leader for the Liberals, Susan Ley, who has a passionate interest in numerology, even changing her own name to include 3 S's for good fortune. Personally, Susan rolls better off the tongue. A moderate compared to Dutton, Ley represents a move away from Trumpian politics for the Liberal Party, as well as being the first woman to lead the party in its history. So I suppose Dutton has left a lasting legacy after all. Now to the head of Doge, the richest idiot in the world, the emerald mine gem of South Africa, Elon Musk. Recently, the Wall Street Journal exposed the World War II enthusiast Elon Musk for his bizarre procreation habits, his bafflingly creepy obsession with repopulating the Earth with his own personal army of little geniuses, which he refers to as a legion. Believing that declining birth rates threaten civilization, Musk sees that it is his duty to breed and spread his seed. Musk stated in private text messages with Ashley St. Clair, one of the many mothers of his children, that he wishes to involve more women in his efforts so that he may, quote, reach legion level before the apocalypse. Personally, I can't imagine anything worse than an army of little Elons running around paying people to play Path of Exile for them, but hey, we always need more rich white guys who have a tech startup, right? Well, that's all I have time for today, so I'll see you here next week with more news. Next up, we have some milkshake takes with Xander's Caramel Milkshake review.
Today we're going to Nom Nom's all natural gelato in Morningside.
So, is he gonna do this every week?
This is a milkshake. This is caramel milkshake review. This is from Nom Noms in Morningside natural gelato. This is salted caramel gelato milkshake, and it was okay. It was very milky. There's a weird aftertaste in my mouth. It wasn't very salty, and it wasn't very caramelly. I'm gonna rate it a pear out of the Holy Milkshake.
Caramel Milkshake is always one of my favourite segments, right after Beyond Trivia, of course.
Yes, totally objective, not biased at all decision there. But how is Xavier and Max going down in the corner?
And they're still going.
They're surviving, and that's what's important, which I can't say about 6. But now we're cranking it up and heading to one of my favourite segments.
We have Alexander, the lead singer of the Kinderbox.
That's right, the Kinder Rocks. It's a Brisbane indie rock band, and you can listen to their latest single on S Says North on Spotify now. Today, we're lucky enough to get an exclusive performance, and they'll be singing their unreleased acoustic version of their song Sailors. So everyone, please give it up for Alexander.
Silence when you talk only lets me know what I said and what you said was out of line. There's something in the way you turn your head and look away lets me know that your smile's no longer mine. I'll have you know just how much you've grown in this short amount of time. Beanstalks growing long once I've sung another song. It's grown too high to where I cannot climb. If I am a man and I misunderstand the meaning of the word words that I rhyme. At this rate it surely may. If I live to see the day, I'll say I'm sorry now if I can't down the line. Sailing out to sea, together and to be. I know I'm yours and you are mine. The ship has left the port, no longer have we fought. Left you in the dust and behind. Thank you.
Oh shit! This show is junk!
G'day, I'm Dylan, and today I'll be the dad you never had. Let's get a little bit fruity. By the end of this episode, you'll have a nice, big, satisfying cocktail in your hand. Are you ready, champ? Let's get started. Let's get started on the mug. You'll need tequila, some orange liqueur, a lime. This one's suspiciously yellow. A cocktail shaker. Stay. And some ice. Now this part is active preference, but traditionally you'd use a 2:1 ratio. That's 2 parts of tequila one part orange liqueur, and your lime. Now fill it up with ice. Got it in here somewhere. And shake, shake, shake. I did something like this on the weekend. Really tires you out. And when you're making a cocktail. We didn't used to have these in the 80s. Oh, that one was tight. That's what... Never mind. Good job following along, kiddo. I'm proud of you. Actually, you know what? That'd probably be irresponsible of me.
We're back with another round of legal action, the courtroom where the law is more like guidelines than actual rules. And here's how it works. I'm today's client and I'll be drawing 2 cards at random. One card that tells me the crime that I've committed and the other that gives me the reason for the crime.
And I'm the lawyer, stuck grasping at straws trying to defend my client without any clue of what they've done.
And you, our audience, play judge, jury, and if need be, executioner. So listen closely because your verdict decides it all.
This is
Legal action.
Court is now in session. Now, jury, Your Honour, my client stands here wasting their time because they have been falsely accused of...
I may have potentially, maybe, just maybe.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, stole wild animals and put them in people's mailboxes and homes.
So, my client will now run through the series of events that is as true to them as they can be, because it's honest.
So, you know, they smelt horrible. This being the people, not the animals. So, I decided you know, it might, maybe like a trip to the zoo might, you know, clear my nostrils. And it almost did. So I decided, you know, why don't I take this lovely, gorgeous smell and take it and put it in people's homes?
I would like to interject there, sorry for my client, that it was not a crime to pick up the penguins at the SeaWorld exhibit and put them into people's mailboxes because they do look quite similar to the plushies that are in the gift shop.
Exactly. And you know what? God forbid a girl has hobbies.
God forbid a girl has hobbies. Now, I think we can now throw to our audience to see what the verdict is. Is it guilty or is my client going to walk out free?
No. You know what? The one who smelt it must wear a helmet. And you know what? This one's got yours written all over it. Guilty!
I just can't believe that.
Democracy manifests once again.
Another example of our beautiful, broken legal system.
That it is. Court is adjourned, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back into the mouth of madness shortly.
And the brake pedals are broken. This show isn't stopping. So now let's throw to one of my personal favorite segments, James and Jimmy.
James, what are you doing? James, what are you doing? James! Ah! What are you doing?
I'm downloading a ghost hunting app.
Okay, and what's this crap?
This is protection against the ghost, thank you very much. I'm not taking any chances, okay? I need this.
Chances against what?
The ghost. Duh.
Man, we really need to get you a job.
Hey.
Hey. James.
I was just wondering if my best friend in the whole entire world would want to have a sleepover with me tonight. What? Don't give me that look. I can have a sleepover with my friend if I want to.
Look, James, I know the only reason why you want to have a sleepover is because you're afraid of that ghost.
I'm not.
Too. Would it make you feel any better if I just stayed up with you for the night?
You would do that for me?
I'm only going to agree to it because I know this is only going to get worse.
Yeah, probably. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Wake up!
No, that's it, James. I'm done with this. Right, there is no ghost. Can we please just go to bed?
No, but there is a ghost, I promise, and I really don't want to have to confront it alone.
What makes you think on God's green earth that there is even one ghost in this house? And why are you so obsessed with it?
Okay, listen. And this is gonna be really, really scary. But we're gonna be okay. There's been some really weird stuff going on recently.
Like what?
Okay, well first, I've just been smelling a lot of really weird odors. And then there's also just been like some really strange sounds going on. And then, some of my food has started going missing. And, like, it has to be a ghost. And what a rude ghost. Why are you eating my food? And then, the lights just, like, turn out sometimes. And I'm like, hello? And then, this is the first part. There's been random furniture just, like, appearing in the house. And I don't know where it's coming from, and it's really scaring me.
I'm so glad that you're taking priority on this, James.
That's so scary. It is. Oh.
Welcome to arguably the most painful segment, Silent Library. And I'm joined here with our audience member, Byron. And we are going to walk across a lovely stretch of Lego bricks. Barefoot, mind you. But not just that, our lovely producers have given us period cramp simulators. Oh, Byron, how do you feel about walking across some of these bricks?
You know, I'm not too worried. I sat through Madam Web, so this should be fine.
That is arguably worse. But the twist is that we have to walk across this as quiet as we can. Even a little whisper and we lose all our points. And to keep this show in an M rating, I will be censoring myself. So, I have to go first. All right, let's get ready to go. All right. Oh.
Okay, you're good.
Yep, okay,
You're
I'm
good.
done, I'm done.
You're good, you're good, you're good.
And it is now on to our lovely guest, Byron. Get on there now. How is that even possible? Well, my pride's hurt. Let's throw now to the audience. Who do you think was the quietest? Was it myself, Bjorn? No. That was not the reaction I wanted. Or was it our lovely guest, Byron? Lovely. Okay, now Byron, our producers have given you a lovely grand prize of a big old lollipop.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
I really shouldn't, because I won that fair and square, but I will admit you're a fierce competitor. Join us next time on Silent Library. You don't want to miss it, because that's when I'm going to try to get, I think we're trying to check like
this segment has been cancelled until further notice.
Did you buy a property in a deal that was too good to be true?
Is your house located above an ancient cemetery?
Did you make a deal with a demon that didn't go your way?
Then look no further than Renos Reapers, your go-to experts in home renovation and spectre expulsion.
For all your home improvement and your supernatural needs. Here at Renos Reapers, we have a solution for every problem. We do tiling, painting, and plumbing. We even do ectoplasm removal from those hard-to-reach places.
We deal with exorcisms, communions with the dead, and ghosts and gremlins.
Renos Reaper saved my life.
You bastard rats have disrupted my children for the last time. Your insignificant lives should be bothersome to me no more.
Yeah, no mate, I think we're alright.
Alright! I am the Prince of Darkness, Lord of Flies and Father of Lies, Lord of the Underworld, Ruler of Hades and Lucifer Morningstar. I am the Almighty Satan. You know things to me and be alright.
Sounds like a usual Tuesday algo to me. Who was it we banished last week? Was it Sekhmet or
I
Hell?
thought it was Beelzebub. Or, no, was it Baphomet?
Quiet, you insolent fools! I have had it with your infernal yammering. But, yes, it was Beelzebub and Baphomet. That's why I'm here. They fall under my jurisdiction, so in accordance with Pantheon Codes 001, They have filed an informal injunction against you.
So what, mate? We're just supposed to stand here and let the little demons run buck wild? No can do. Tell them they're dreaming.
Yeah, sorry, mate. No can do.
Wait. What are you doing, bub?
Abi Damon Reverte ad terra mortuum. Abi Reverte, Reverte, Reverte. Smoker?
Yeah.
Welcome to Missing Pieces, where we chat with a special guest while working on a jigsaw puzzle. Today, I'm joined by David McIntyre, who's just come off writing and directing his first feature film, The Teenage Condition. So, without further ado, let's begin. What exactly is Teenage Condition?
The Teenage Condition was a movie us first years, a big pack of us first years basically put together at the end of last year, and over the Christmas holidays, a big bunch of us basically gave up our time to help produce a full feature film. It was basically a high school rom-com.
Wow, that's so incredible. And so what surprised you about the filming process?
I think the most surprising, it's a little bit wholesome, but I think the amount of people that basically gave up their time, and we were shooting over the holidays, it was about 36 days of filming. So all those people offering that many hours, trying to juggle work and trimester 3 of Griffith and all that was like incredible and meant a lot.
Yeah, that's insane. And so what do you hope the audience takes away from your film?
I just honestly hope that they just leave with a, oh nice, dude, your puzzle's better than mine, dude. But yeah, I just honestly hope they leave with just a feeling of, like, that was a real movie, like, that was a great movie, not just like a, well, you can tell the first years did it. Like, I want them to leave, like, honestly having a great time in the premiere screening.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so what advice would you give to someone who's, like, planning to write their own first feature and stuff like that?
I think I'll probably give 2 pieces of advice. One, I'd say there's no point on like really waiting. You might as well get started now, as shoddy as it may be. And I think just honestly, the things you're gonna learn is just so invaluable. And I think my second piece of advice, I'm getting distracted by the puzzle. The second piece of advice would be to just really cherish the relationships you have. Oh, thank you. I'd really cherish the relationships you have because you never know like who can really be leading you to the next stage.
And so is there like a character that you've drawn like inspiration from?
There was all basically a lot of the scenes over the Teenage Condition are basically based off or inspired by real events that's happened to mates of mine or myself, or just different stories that I've heard around the time that really influence the story, and there's some nice, really funny moments.
That's amazing. And so lastly, what is your favourite movie?
Dude, favourite movie is pretty tough, but I'd say a movie that maybe inspired the Teenage Condition would have to probably give props to 10 Things I Hate About You. That one definitely was the crew and I's like one that we're referring to the most when we're like on set.
That's a pretty amazing film. But that's all we have time for today. And before you leave, would you like to sign the puzzle?
It would be an honour.
Nice and big on there.
Nice, thank you.
Lovely. And so a big thank you to our guest, David McIntyre, for joining us tonight. Keep an eye out for his film, The Teenage Condition, set to release later this year. So be sure to tune in next week for another great episode of this segment, The Missing Pieces.
What's up, guys? It's Chelsea Howler, and this is Hot Takes. I'll be asking people around South Bank their hot takes. Let's go. Oh, what's your name?
My name is Juan.
My name is Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. I'm Chelsea. What's your go-to like crash out song in the car on the way home after like a really bad day of work?
For crashing out, I'd say Just by Radiohead.
So I can't drive, but I did crash out yesterday.
And to cry out, Weird Fridges Arpeggio by Radiohead.
I played Adrian Lenka, just that album called Songs.
Go to karaoke song. Does it have to be in English? No me importa, ya no llores, no me importa tu pasado. Así. Ya.
That was beautiful. I love that. Friends with benefits actually work.
Lord hope so. I mean, depends on the benefits. I know which benefits you're talking about, but if we're talking to friends benefits like moving a couch, like that's much more beneficial. I think that works. The other type, it's a little bit more iffy.
Are you in one right now?
No comment.
But are you talking from experience?
Well, yeah, I always get a couch moved.
Have you ever been in one?
No comment. Oh, the other one. Yeah, I mean, I always get a couch moved in that way, if you know what I mean.
Help. Continue.
I'm not going to continue.
Okay, no worries. Next question, I guess. What are your thoughts on Crocs?
On Crocs. I think we all should wear Crocs. Like, it's the ultimate shoe. Like, it's the best shoe ever. Like, I could wear Crocs all day.
No.
You know, I will wear Crocs everywhere, even to a job interview, you know.
Is your go-to in sports mode or slipper mode?
So yeah, slipper mode.
Valid. Well, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Thanks. This has been Hot Takes. I'm Chelsea Haller. Thank you for joining me. I'll catch you next time. Same place, Hotter Takes.
Oh shit! This show is junk!
And that brings us to the end of another messy episode of The Junkyard.
We laughed, we learned, and we violated safety codes. My feet are still bleeding, but at least I have this contraption that might help. Do not turn it on, Kimberly, I swear to God.
Shout out to our guests, our fearless crew, and you at home, the real MVP of this glorious mess. But let's see how Xavier and Max are doing.
Oh, they're still breathing.
They seem to be surviving. Again.
Love is love. And don't worry. Love is love with limits. And don't worry, the chaos continues next week.
I don't think
with new
that
segments,
is covered by our thing.
That is not covered. So, okay, can we get someone stopping that? New disasters, same questionable judgment here next week.
Until then, keep it weird, keep it wild.
And we'll see you here on YouTube, same time, 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Next week on
The Junkyard.